Hey everyone, and welcome back to House of Mystery. Today is a very special episode for me because we are talking about the best whodunit mystery episodes from 1990s sitcoms. Now, I am a kid of the 90s, and if you remember, there was TGIF that came on from 8 to 10 on ABCs on Friday nights. There were all of these great sitcoms on various channels. They were just so, seemingly innocent to me and fun. I could watch them on repeat all the time. And now that I'm looking back, I can still do the same thing. And my absolute favorite episodes, of course, being into mystery since I was little, was always the whodunit episode. There was just something so special about those episodes. I mean, I knew that whatever the mystery was, it was going to be solved in that 30-minute time frame, but it was just still so fun. And like I said, I can still watch them on repeat. And there's probably a lot of episodes out there. So if I don't mention one, please leave a comment below to tell me if I left off a really good whodunit. There's a chance that I've not even seen it and I would love to watch it. But I've made a list of my top 5 favorite whodunit episodes from 1990s sitcoms. And so while I can look back and remember these, and I remember the scenes and they're so familiar to me, the great thing about these now is that with everything that's out there, and sometimes it's really hard to find something for the whole family, with Halloween coming up in the fall and just that cozy mystery time, these are all episodes that are fun for the whole family. So without further ado, starting in at my number 5 is the Family Matters episode, season 3, episode 25, Farewell, My Laura. Now, if you ever watched Family Matters, it follows this Chicago family and their nerdy neighbor, Steve Urkel. And in this episode, Urkel composes a story about a 1940s era detective, Johnny Danger, who is sent to protect club owner and assassination target Rachel, who all of these people who are in this, of course, are from the original episodes and family, but it's set back in the 1940s, and it is out of the 5 for sure, like the campiest of all. It's just funny how they do the music and the over exaggeration that came with like the 1940s detective style. They are all dressed in the 1940s era costumes, the setting of the club, everything is just really, especially for a sitcom where, you don't see the budget go into period pieces the way you do a movie, but it's all done so very well. And it's definitely one that is worth watching. And I think would give everybody, even though it's super cheesy, it gives everybody a good laugh. And it's just a fun little mystery to solve. Coming in at number 4 is Sabrina the Teenage Witch. The episode is season 6, episode 4, Murder on the Halloween Express. Now, if you know about this show, it ran from 1996 to 2003, and it followed Sabrina, who starts off as a high school student and then segues into her college years, who comes to live with her 2 aunts, and they're all witches, and they're just trying to navigate this mortal human world. And in this episode, Sabrina is annoyed by her friends and there's unenthusiastic approach that they have to Halloween. So she buys them all a ticket aboard the Halloween murder mystery train. And so she's super excited, but unbeknownst to her, it is actually a magical train, and it turns them into these 1920 and 30 era characters. It's fun, it's charming, along with like the ones that are set at the murder mystery mansions. When I think of murder mysteries, the next thing that comes to my mind is usually like a murder mystery train. And so the setting for that is this train. And of course, you have her cat Salem, who's going to add humor into the mix. And so this again is just a really fun episode. And you go back in time, and they again do a very good job making you feel like you're back in that era with the dress and the costumes and everything. And this is definitely worth a watch. My number 3 is actually Third Rock from the Sun, season 5, episode 4, Dial M for Dick. And Dick is the character, the main character's name. Now, that is a play on, if you know anything about Agatha Christie, her book, Dial M for Murder. So even the title here is really cool. And this show, aliens are sent to Earth to observe humans and try to understand them. And they really don't. They don't understand the emotions and behaviors sometimes. And so when they take part in this murder mystery weekend, you can assume that it would be funny from the beginning, just the natural setting. But what makes it even funnier is the dramatic irony that they do not know this is a murder mystery weekend. They don't know it's a game. They don't know the people are actors. And so they think that these murders are actually taking place. And what follows is just a great deal of humor that goes with that misunderstanding when people are trying to communicate. I absolutely love this. Now, this was not necessarily one of my favorite sitcoms from the 90s, but this episode in particular is just so funny and done so well. And I just think that the whole concept of them not understanding that it's fake makes it so incredibly funny. Now, separating number 2 and number 1 were really hard, and it may be that a year from now I would change my mind. But as of today, when I really thought about it, my number 2 is The Golden Girls, season 7, episode 2, The Case of the Libertine Belle. Now, if you know The Golden Girls, you have these 4 older women in their golden years who live in a house, and it's just humor after humor. They play off each other so well. You have Dorothy, Blanche, Rose, and Dorothy's mom, Estelle Getty, who plays Sophia, and it's just hilarious situations that they get into. Well, in this episode, Blanche has to organize for her work this murder mystery weekend, and she needs the girls to go so she can get the group discount. So they tag along, and while Dorothy is busy solving the actual murder mystery weekend, a quote unquote real murder happens and Blanche is blamed. So now Dorothy has to unravel this mystery to clear Blanche's name. And of course, you have your natural Golden Girls humor all the way through. You have the Sophia, who is just always there for your comic relief in tense situations. You have Rose and just her simple mindedness and naivety that goes into everything, and how Rose and Dorothy kind of bite back at her. And it's hilarious. And then you also have the backdrop, the setting that I love, one of those murder mystery mansions. And this is definitely worth taking a watch. And this is one throughout my life, out of all of them, even though it is my number 2, I've probably had it on repeat the most just because I love the Golden Girls. And my number 1 episode would have to be Saved by the Bell Mystery Weekend. This comes in season 4, episode 26. Now, I think you would have to live in a hole in the 90s to not know what Saved by the Bell was, but it followed that friend group through high school and just the typical ins and outs of what comes with high school. And you had, your nerd and Screech, you had your cool guy with Zach, your athlete and Slater, your popular girls with Lisa and Kelly, and then you had Jesse, who was like the brains, and they just all played off each other so well. And all of that comes out really well in this episode. Lisa wins a ticket through some sort of radio contest to go participate in this murder mystery weekend, and she's allowed to bring her friends. And it starts off again, all fun and games, until a quote unquote real crime takes place. And of course, Zach is pointed to as a suspect, and he's trying to get himself off the hook. And again, it's a really good one. I love, again, the setting. It has its humor. You have Screech, who's dressing up like Sherlock Holmes. You have the mystery of Zach thinking that he's really in trouble and he's trying to get himself off the hook, and everything just comes together so well in that 30-minute episode. So again, I love watching these because they are just so innocent, even though they are murder mysteries. There's just something to them that is so nostalgic, and I can put them on repeat. I can watch them with my son. I just love watching them anytime, but especially as we approach fall, as we approach Halloween, it's just even better. And I would love to hear from you if you have other episodes from that 90s era that you think deserve to be on this list. I know there are probably a lot more, and that they can all be very well done in their own way. But please let me know if there are others, and let me know which one of these 5 you like the best. And if you haven't watched one of them, please check them out. Let me know what you think. And again, if you had made it to this point, thank you so much for your support. Please like and subscribe. Let me know if there's a video you would like to see done, and I will do my best to get it on here for you. Thank you again. Have a great day and stay mysterious.